We've decided to do a little podcast because we're talking about real life ghost stories that we've had in our lives. At least me and Missouri, especially. So we've already talked about it, but we're gonna go ahead and start from the beginning, just so you guys can hear. So Missouri, you can go ahead and start it off. So I mean.
Alright, so this is about a dream I had back in my old house. Like you said before, sometimes, like, if you have dreams about, like, ghosts and all that stuff, yeah. I think Hunter said it. By the way, okay, let's get to the story. So, it was back in province where I used to live before I moved to Warwick. And I was sleeping, and how my room was set up is my bed was faced against the wall. So, like, when I looked, it went my closet. When I looked to my left, it was my door. So in the dream, I was looking in front of me, and it was pitch black, and I was complete frozen. I could not make any sound. My mouth was moving, but I couldn't make a sound. And in the dream, I saw a dark figure where my closet was. And it started moving closer every time I blinked. So in the dream, I tried to not blink, but when I finally came to it, I finally woke up. My body was completely drenched in sweat, and I couldn't go to sleep after that. So it was pretty freaky.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a chance that some of this stuff, like, I just seen a thing where there's a good chance, like, there's sometimes ghosts trying to get your attention. So if it's not obvious enough, I believe in ghosts because I've seen it firsthand. Missouri, I'm guessing you believe in ghosts because you've seen it firsthand. I mean,
yeah.
My brother, he doesn't believe in ghosts, but he knows that house was haunted that I grew up in. Because, like, I don't remember how many years back that was. I'm about to be 16 this December, but, like, I'm pretty sure we left that house when I was, like, I don't freaking know, 7 or 8. But I remember all the way up until then, that house was definitely haunted. I would get nightmares in that house. I would hear people coming up the stairs at night. Like, you just hear constant footsteps. Have dreams I was floating through the house. It's almost like my soul left my body throughout the night and was going through the house, and I was seeing all the creatures, which that is an actual thing that I've heard all the time, that souls would leave bodies and just go through the house and see the creatures walking through it. But I would have that. And Hunter, you said that you've only had something similar to Missouri's dream. Like, what was... Go ahead and say that one, since you guys...
One night, I guess it was like a nightmare of some sort. I woke up, and I was still in bed. I, like, sat up, and I look over, and there's this thing. I don't know what it is. I can't even describe it. What it is... I describe it as a demon. That's all I can tell you. And, like, I just stared at it. And... then I couldn't make a sound. I was trying to, like, scream, and I couldn't make any sounds at all. And that's basically what happened. Like, I woke up in shock because of it, too. Like...
Yeah, I think I've had stuff similar to that, but I pretty much chose to delete that from my mind because that scared the crap out of me. I guess I can go ahead and say... I don't know, should I start with stuff from my old house? Should I say stuff that's happened to me, like, even recently in my current house?
Old house.
Old house? Okay. So, this is, like, my old house. Like I said, it was super haunted. First of all, a guy committed suicide in it. I don't think he actually suicided in the house. I think it was away from the house somewhere. But the stuff in the house was haunted by him. Like, he had skis in the attic. And my dad told me one time that he was putting insulation in, like, when we first moved in. And he said he went down and would go to get more insulation, but he would hear the scraping sound. And every time he went back up in the attic, the skis had moved to a new part of the attic. Like one time it would be on the left side, he'd go back up there, now it was on the right side, and it would just scare him. And that's also the same attic, like I said, that I was out in the garage playing, and my uncle was out there watching me. He was out there smoking, and we heard, like the attic door was open, the light was on up there for some reason, and you could hear voices coming from the attic. Like that scared the crap out of me. But so I just got done telling the story that one night in my room I had heard something, so I woke up and looked in my doorway. There's two people standing there, a mom and I'm guessing her daughter, and I was sitting there. I'm guessing that they're I don't know. I was just guessing that they're mother-daughter, and I'm guessing the other thing that I saw was father. But all I know is that I thought, who is in my house right now? And I looked over, but then I noticed, like, you could see through them. I could see the wall on the other side. And then they're, like, somehow, each of them stretched their arms under the bed, and I just freaked out. And I remember I was so little at the time that I was in bed with my mom, and I had tapped on her shoulder, got her to wake up, and she looks over at me, thought I was crazy. I was trying to point him out. She didn't see him. So I was like, what the heck? So we ended up switching spots. I thought this would make me feel better. But then I looked over, and this time there was a male. He was sitting on the bed next to me, and it absolutely freaked me out until I finally decided to ignore it, turned over, and then I fell back asleep. But yeah, like, that was terrifying, especially that one. That was the worst one, and also, the place was not cool.
Hey, Austin, should I tell him about how my sister heard a child voice?
Yeah, tell him all that stuff again. Say all that stuff. So he just got done telling some ghost stories from his past as well.
So it was when my sister had my niece, and my niece was pretty little at the time, like still like infant size and everything. So my sister, when she was living with this dude named Derek, and he was at work, so it was my sister that was home alone, and it was one of their old houses. So she was sitting on the couch. Well, Faith was in the room. She wasn't on the couch. Sorry. And my sister was sitting there. She was on her phone, and off in the hallway, like all the way down in her room, she heard a child laugh, very distinct. And that's what I hate, and that's what Austin hates, like little children that are ghosts, because it just freaks the hell out of us. And then my sister calls Derek, which was her boyfriend. Actually, no, yeah. So she tells him, and he goes, go investigate it. The smart thing my sister did to say was no. And at the time when she heard it, it was 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, she told me, around those times. And she waited till he got home, and just, it freaked her the hell out. Dad, there's tons of more stuff from my sister, because I guess that's what most of the ghost stuff came from her. So, yeah, and then there was a bunch more stories.
So yeah, if you want to, you can go ahead and tell those.
What else? What else is a good one?
I don't know, the keyboard, the coffee maker, like all that crap.
Oh, the keyboard, yeah, the keyboard. Now, this was when I was living in Province, so this was when I was in elementary. And I think I was in probably 4th or 5th grade. And I was home, and I just had gotten home from walking home. Actually, no, it was a Saturday when it happened. So my mom, my sister was one that was right up against the wall that was facing the stairs that my stepdad had put up to go up to upstairs, because there was people that was living above us, but they moved out. So he built those to make it a 2-level house. And the stairs weren't screwed in. So how the keyboard was sitting, it was sitting on the side of the stairs. So if you like looked up and turned, it would be right there. And if it were to fall, it would fall. I don't know how it would fall, but it would fall somehow. It would fall not like super hard, like flying down. It'd probably
Yeah,
land
like,
and
if anything
go
were to
down the
fall
stairs
down the
soft.
stairs, it wouldn't go very far, or it would go slow, or
Yeah.
it would. I don't know. It wouldn't do
It would
what
be
you
slow
said
and
happened.
loud.
Like, yeah.
Because it was laying on the side, so it would catch some speed, but it'll like bounce and go down. So it'll go down hard, but like not that.
Yeah, not that hard. I don't know. I feel like he's glitching out. What? Oh, Jesus!
Oh.
Anyways, is Missouri glitching? I don't know. It's
Back
not...
to the story.
Oh, there you go.
So it was maybe about 10. Wait, no, it was not 20. It was. I don't know. It was at some time. I forget. Bad at times. So basically, when we were sitting there, the keyboard came flying down the stairs so fast that I thought somebody threw it at great force, and it was flipping while it was going down. So when it was landing down, its keys were breaking off. It was completely breaking, and it came about maybe 2 inches from hitting my sister, and my mom and my sister was shook. Like, who did that? How did that happen? So my mom hoists me up to go see, because the steps weren't stable at the time, because my stepdad hadn't drilled them in, like I said. And she hoists me up there. There's nobody up there. There was probably maybe one window open, but it was half cracked, so the wind wouldn't have that much force to push it, basically. To this day, my mom and me have no idea how that keyboard came flying down like that at all. Then we also had one of them coffee makers that my stepdad would make his coffee in, because he got up super early in the morning, like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, around those times. And in the middle of the night, and for some reason, the stuff would happen either on a Saturday or Sunday. I was sitting down on the floor because my sister's house had taken my bed, and the floor was very uncomfortable. But I got some blankets and made some cushions. So the coffee maker goes on by itself. My mom comes out, I come out. She says everything's fine. She shuts it off. Then she goes back and lays down. It's about probably maybe 20 minutes after, the coffee maker goes on again. And now my mom's confused because she just had turned it off. So then my mom unplugged it, so there's no power going to it to actually make it go on.
It's like a couple days ago, I was here just hanging out, and it sounded like there was nobody home. And I was just sitting here, and it sounded like someone punched my wall super hard, like in my hallway, like right here. And I knew it wasn't the furnace, because the furnace is across the house in another room. And I don't know, like, I didn't know what it was. I even searched the house to see if anyone was here. My dog didn't react, so I knew no one walked in. But I searched the house, nobody here. So I was super confused. I honestly don't know. No, so Velocity's joined us. He's gonna tell us some stories, maybe one story, I don't know what, and then I'm gonna tell one last thing, and then we're gonna move on to some greatest fears. So go ahead.
Okay, here I go. Okay, so here's this. Well, it's like first I gotta explain it first, then I'll tell you what happened. Okay, look it. So my mom, she told me like this story. Like, I don't know if it's true or not still. But she told me like a long time ago there was this kid who was like on the street, like it was somewhere like along this road, and his ball went in the tunnel, I guess, and he went after it. Like, it wasn't like a normal tunnel, it was like a cave tunnel. Like, you had it was kind of, you know what I mean?
Like a sewage like drain or something, sewer drain.
Like, yeah, it was like a sewer drain. But all I know is this: they said he went in there, and he never came back out. And I'm just like, oh my god, like really? He's like, yeah, I can show you where. She's like, I can show you where it is, and that makes me more shocked, cause like, so it is true. So like, you know, she drives us down there, like me, like our whole family goes, and like, we get there, and I am scared shitless. Cause she says like he's still around there, just you know, but you hear like a ball going, like you know, hitting the ground, like when you play basketball, like when you dribble. You hear it, but it's like, and I'm just like, I'm like nervous. Then she's like, let's get out the car and look. I'm like, I say hell no. I'm scared again. Like I said, I'm scared, and I'm just like, I ain't doing this. And next thing you know, guess what? I hear by myself. I hear someone say hello. And then my mom heard it too. I'm like, oh hell no, we gotta get out of here. So like my mom gets in the car, my dad, my two sisters get back in the car, and we're just like, my mom quickly, like literally she hits the gas super quick just for a quick second to drive away, and we're just scared because we just heard someone say hello. Like what the hell?
That's creepy.
I could not sleep that night, that's for sure.
So, it was when I was in this house, but it was before I had my room to set up that I had before. So how my bed was, it was up against the window where my TV is now. So my bed was in this sort of spot, and my TV was right where the window where my board is for my bed. So it's me and my best friend Amadeus, but we don't really talk anymore. So basically, we're sitting there, right? All right, so. Now, my bed was up against the window, so me and my friend we're playing. I forget what game we were playing, and now we're sitting there. No, we were playing Minecraft, and we're sitting there building. When we hear that, no joke, we hear like a knock on the window, right behind our heads. I swear to God, we hear that shit. And now we jump back, so we were just sitting there like, what the fuck was that?
Jeez, that's.
You gotta admit, that's pretty scary. Like,
oh, actually, I did.
Right
I did have something happen last night. I don't know what it was. It could have been anything. I just remembered this. So I was sitting here, and I was about to go to sleep, and I heard a bunch of knocks on my window. Or not on my window, on my wall. Like, as if somebody was just, like, hitting my wall. From outside.
Really?
And, yes, I don't know if it was somebody messing with me. I don't know if something. I don't know what it was, and it really scared me. But like, I was too tired to care, so I went to sleep.
You're like, ah,
imagine it was just like imagine.
No,
like,
I
it
remember.
was just some,
yeah,
like...
it was like right. I was tired, but I was watching Pearl Harbor, so I watched the rest of it like after those weird knocks, and then I went to sleep. But like, still, I don't know what that was. I've had something like that happen too. Like, I remember, like, all the time, I'd be home alone, and I'd go to use the bathroom, and I swear I would hear people walking by the bathroom door. And I also remember, like, I'd see, like, looking like shadows underneath the door, you know, through the light. Like, I remember even, like, on my front porch that would happen, but when I look out the window on my front porch, no one would be there. But I remember one distinct day, I know for a fact, I heard footsteps. So I opened my door, and my mom's standing there waiting to use the bathroom, and I jumped back like 3 feet because she scared the absolute shit out of me. Like, I was like, God damn, Mom, I thought there was a ghost about to attack me. Like,
okay, I got a quick question for everyone. Like, you can tell me your story. When you were young, did you ever watch a movie, like, and then you thought it was real, like it actually happened?
yes.
Okay, can I tell you my story of this one movie that I saw that I totally believed was real?
Go ahead, sure.
No,
Cloverfield.
I don't want to hear
Garfield.
No, Cloverfield. Not Garfield.
Oh.
No, it was Cloverfield.
Oh,
It was like
Cloverfield.
Holy
Yes.
shit! I didn't know they had talking cats. Holy shit!
Wait, let me finish.
Oh, I was so confused.
Great movie. But let me explain though about Cloverfield. Cloverfield, not Garfield. Cloverfield.
Garfield. No.
I literally thought that shit was real. I remember like my mom got it, but then you know like one of my cousins, they were like watching with me, and you know what he said? Like we're watching halfway, like we get to the start of the movie, like you know how it shows that we found this footage and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally says, "Oh, that's real," and I'm like, "What?" So yeah, that's just real. And I'm like, "What? No," because I was like, what, 8 when he told me this. So I like, you know, I believe anything what anyone said. As long as they're older than me, I believe them. But all I know is this, like that happened, and he tells me it's real. So we're watching the movie, like the woman gets blown up, like freaking like you know, Statue of Liberty gets destroyed. We see that giant alien. The nuke bomb happens, and I'm scared shitless. Like by the end of the movie, I start crying because I thought it was real.
Yeah.
I thought
It's
it was
like
real.
live.
Oh, we
You
are.
like see it on the news.
Listen, I
Yeah,
was
we
8.
are.
I believed it instantly.
And we are not going to like we're switching it up to what's it called? Yeah, we're gonna start like doing the like
Fears.
pretty much biggest fears.
And
Yeah,
pet
so
peeves.
fears. So that's your. Do you want to do that as a fear? We're gonna do pet
Yeah,
peeves
that's my
after
fear.
fears.
Cloverfield.
Alright,
I
so
thought
Hunter,
it was
do you
real.
have any some
Still
serious
afraid it
fears?
could be someday.
I don't know, the thing I said about being in like a
Oh
tunnel,
yeah.
like in the middle of a tunnel, and there's
Oh,
water,
God, that's
and
scary.
like the tunnel is
No,
filled with
middle of
water.
a tunnel and a train's coming.
Dude,
Oh.
that is, yeah. It's a giant stretch of road that runs through these woods, and it's supposed to be like the most haunted road in the United States.
What's
You
it
know-
called?
I forget, but I can probably find it.
Okay, you know what? Like one of my fears is for some reason Freddy Krueger. Sure, that movie's old as fuck, but you know the whole dreams thing is just so creepy, but yet cool, but yet scary. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Next
that's
to
not
who?
really. That's not big a fear of mine. Not really. I mean,
It's not a fear.
it's more
kind
like a
of like
paranoia a little bit. Like, what if
Yeah.
they try to drift into the lane? But like, no, it's not really a fear.
chapped lips.
Oh, my pet peeve is
What?
people in like you know like I sort of got in class when they do this like they have like a clogged nose or something and they just with their nose. I hate that.
No,
No, I'm in a
I don't know
Deluxo.
any pet peeves myself. I mean,
Actually,
I know
I
lots
got
of
one
people.
more.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to think of.
People who decide to be an asshole to you for no reason, like they have
That's
no
true.
reason to, like you said, like look, I remember this one kid. His name was Zach. I met him back in elementary. Look, he came to our school, so I was like one of those kind of nice people who like, you know, hey, I'm Luis, welcome to our, you know. And he just did not like me for some reason. Like I don't know, what like I don't know. I felt like I was SpongeBob and he was Squidward, but that's the thing though. I didn't annoy the hell out of him. I said, hey, like how you been? And I just said, like every once in a while, like I would say need help. He just like you know gets so annoyed with me. Then one day he just started talking shit about me.
Realized my pet peeve, and I guess kind of a hatred, is like a teacher's pet.
It was back in elementary. Her name was Miss Fisher, and for some reason she reminded me of the woman from Glee, that coach.
I don't watch Glee.
That's
but
who she reminded me of.
Oh, I know you're
She
talking
had,
about.
like-
Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The
yeah.
Trunchbull?
The prince. Yeah. Her.
But no, listen though. I remember one time, here's what happened. I remember one time, I don't know what we did to piss her off, but she told us to stop playing the instrument, stop doing it. Then she just started yelling our heads off at us.
I definitely
Then,
have
like,
a
at
story
one-
to tell after this. Go ahead, though.
Then at one point, then eventually, you know how I said she kept yelling at us? Again, we're like elementary, right? We started crying. We started crying because we're being yelled at and we're just like trying our best because it's music class. We're in elementary. So like look what happens. She yells at us. The like my teacher comes in. She sees this. Like the teacher comes in and she's just shocked at the music teacher. And you know what she tells us? The teacher? She says, why don't we just head to the gym? Next thing you know, we didn't hear the next day we didn't hear nothing about the teacher. Or the week after that. But I guess she did come back one day. But here's the thing though. This was like, I guess
They
she
must
also
have
had to leave
suspended
that
her for a
same...
little bit.
Yeah, actually she ended up getting fired the
Ah,
same day she came back. Wanna know why?
Why?
She got so pissed at my cousin, who's in her class that she grabbed his arm, like yanked him.
Teachers' pets, though, like, I know so many, like, I don't want to throw out their names, but, like, music teacher thing. So, Hunter, I know you remember this. I think this was back in, like, 7th grade. But we had a substitute teacher, and, this was just normal concert band. And we had a substitute teacher. I'm not going to say her full name. I'm going to go ahead and say Mrs. D, because, you know, her name was D. You know what I'm talking, do you know what I'm talking about, Hunter? I think you might know what scene I'm about to bring up.
Maybe.
Alright, so me and
Dylan,
me and my friend Dylan, we were just sitting in the back of the room, and she was wanting us to be quiet. She hated us. All of us. And I remember standing up and just picking up a mallet. And she got pissed and she goes, "You, come right yourself up." And I was like, "What?" Like,
I do remember that.
And Dylan, I guess, got in trouble too, just for, like, standing next to me. Like...
Yeah, I remember him always talking about how he got in trouble for, like, sitting there.
Yeah.
He was, like, sitting next to you, and because he was in the vicinity of you,
and I remember
picked up a mallet,
our principal,
everyone got in trouble.
Tons of people got in trouble, but I remember I was just sitting there, and I remember after that, the principal had called us all down, and when we were all sitting there, he was giving us crap, and he was making everyone say what they did, and I literally told him, I literally just looked at him in a blank face and said, all I did was pick up a mallet. He goes, "Well, you must have been doing something disturbing." And I was like, "I literally wasn't." And first, he got to Dylan first. Dylan just said, "I was just sitting there. She did it by accident." He sent him back. Then I told him that, and he kept trying to, like, squeeze out of me as if I did something wrong, and I kept saying, "No, I didn't," and he finally sent me back.
I have this one friend, but I'm just gonna give him a made-up name. I'm just gonna call him...
That's what we've been doing. We don't want to make anybody mad or anything.
Yeah, okay, let's call him... Peter. Let's call him Peter. But anyway, so, like, I'm sorry, but I hate to say this, but he tries to act like he's, well, black. So, like, he tries to act like that, and then sometimes when he sees me, he's like, "Hey, bro, minorities and stuff." I'm like, "What?" He says minorities, like, "We're minorities." I'm like, no, I mean, what? You know what I mean? I mean, look what he says to the black guy. Look what he says. He says, "What's up, my N-word?" Yes. The kid got mad instantly. And I'm like literally 2 tables away, and me and my other friends are seeing this, and we're just like, "Oh, he's dead." Like, I just knew it.
You
like,
want to know a serious pet peeve of mine? People who act tough but
I remember this one kid. Wanna know what he was like doing? He was so rude because every time someone, like, he got irritated at someone, you wanna do under his breath? He'll say this to them. He'll say, "Bitch, whore," and, like, you know, all that stuff. Even though he's not even whispering, like, you can clearly hear him. He was saying that to me. He was saying that to me, and look what I literally do. Eventually I was trying to ignore it, but then when he said it the 3rd time, like, this, like, a different day, I got up and turned around and pushed the table back towards him, like, "Come on, you wanna fucking fight, bitch? Come on." And he said, no, I'm good. Okay, I didn't mean it." I'm like, "Fucking pussy."
So we hear
are you
outside,
attacking me?
like,
Why?
so we hear outside, like, outside my door, like a little bit of footsteps, right? Like, going down the hall.